Okay, so here we have our kind of our side entrance here. So I'm just gonna take these are split into two different materials. Um, the doors and the windows right there are on map A of our texture sheet. So I'm gonna select those and then export them. Export selected. And we'll just call this map A. Make sure you click on this normals thing, your normals checkbox here. Hit export. Then right click on map B and go to select. And go to file export. And we'll call this map B. And then make sure you click on the normals checkbox and export. Okay, so now we're in Marmoset. I'm going to open map A and map B. And here we have some extra parts here, but we don't really need those. Um, so, wrong one. Okay, so let's duplicate this. We're just going to find our other map here. It should be in our scene assets folder. So it's going to be map B. Paste that address in there. Choose normal. And then our glass, albedo, and metal. And we'll just attach it or assign it to, assign that to map A and this one to map B, or well, flip that on. But anyway, so we have this in here. A few things I want to change that I saw um, is, well, we made a few changes to the texture. Basically, I'll open that up really quick here. We made this kind of green tarnished copper piece right here. I made that just the albedo straight from Quixel. Then I added this fox receiving here, and the granite we made more rock looking. Bring that up in just a second here. So I just turn off our extras. The fox receiving is just plain text on vertically, so that's pretty easy to fix there. And then this window and the granite, I copied over my original look of the glass, which is a dark green instead of this blue. So I put that back in there, and then the granite looks a little bit better. Um, and then also our um, we went back to our original albedo color for this aged copper look. So that's what we changed in there. Um, and in here, you can tell immediately that like this big line in the middle of this window should not be here. This should be one pane instead of two. And that was about it that we changed. So I'm going to go through how we changed that and what exactly I did. So here's our result of our final one. So we have a window that's got a one pane, and then a window here, and then we put the text in here, and then actually it was just sitting in front of a piece of geometry, so I took that and I made it a hole in there, and then placed this in here so that nothing is overlapping. Um, and I also there were some issues with this column here, so I copied over this side that was already looking good to this side. So just a few things we changed, and I'm gonna go I'm gonna go into our original file to show us how we did that. Okay, so let's do this window here first. So we're just gonna do one of them. I'm not gonna do this side because we can just copy it over later. But I just want to make sure this material is on here. Um, if we go to our main material, that's the wrong one. Go to map B, and then I want to put this map on it so we can kind of see our texture sheet. Um, so basically what I did is um, this has a frame and then it's in two parts. So if we take our element, it's got a frame and then it's got the pane of glass. So basically I just took this pane out and kept the frame, and then I just grabbed the window pane, and grabbed the only corner, just the one for the pane, and then I just snapped it. I snapped it right to over here, but now we have this texture showing up because that's what's in our texture sheet. So what I did is I just selected that pane, then went to a drop-down menu to unwrap UVW. Then I went to the editor and I turned on my texture. And you can see our problem right here is this is overlapping, so it's coming over here. So basically to fix this, I just grabbed my vertices and moved them with the move tool over to here. So it just kind of stretches that. And that fixed it pretty well. You can't tell that it's now on scaled down. So that worked for that, and I kind of did the same thing for these windows here. Um, Basically just deleted the pane, kept the frame, and then grabbed this window pane and did the same thing. So you just want to grab the one point, just the pane point. There's another point there, I'm not sure why that's there, but I can't delete it, otherwise it will mess up the mesh. So it's not really hurting anything, but we just want to leave it there. So I'm just selecting the one that's intersecting with this top piece and the pane. And I'm just going to drag it over here. Same thing with the UV map. Wait, this should be one piece. There we go. Okay. We did have some duplicates of these pieces too. So I got rid of those. Like I think it was this piece here. These are all. Maybe I fixed it, but anyway. So back to the pane. Oh, this is our other file. So yeah, that's why they. So there's duplicates on this side for some reason. So I had to delete all these, one of these each objects, and make sure that I think when we copied it over, we must have copied it twice or something. It looks good now though. So anyway, this pane here. If we click on the polygon and then go to unwrap UVW and then go into the editor. Same thing with this one. I just grabbed the vertices and stretched them up so that it fits there. And then I collapsed it, and now we have one pane of glass there. It almost looks like we don't need this one, which isn't there anymore. So that fixed that problem. So now to this one, basically you can see it's on top of another texture geometry. So that might give us some flickering in engine. So what I did was, what we're going to do is I moved this down a little bit, make it in the center. And I grabbed this this geometry behind it and went to connect. And I made two edges, and I took my vertices and with preserve UVs on, moved them over to here. Actually, no, that's not what I did. If we undo that, to this point here, we're going to go to connect, and then I made the lines fit to where I wanted them on the very end here. We're going to get rid of these extra ones, but until it actually gets to that end right here. And then I took our edges. Actually, we could just deselect by holding Alt the lines that we want, which is going to be this one. And then we could just remove all the other ones and get rid of all those verts too. Nope, not all of them, but most of them. Just hold Alt, and then you don't want to select these two on the end, and then hit remove. I did the same thing for the vertical ones. Hit connect, and looks like that is going to be a little bit of an issue here. I think if we delete these ones here, I think that was causing the problem. And go to connect, and then well, we don't need 72, but we probably only need like 8. And what I'm going by is just when this line gets to here. So right now there's nothing here. So to make our texture work, we have to create a line there, and this is how I'm going to do it. So if we did it by just dragging another edge in there and then moving it, we would mess up the UV map, so we'd mess up the map. So I don't want to do that. So now I'm just going to deselect this top one and the bottom one, and then hit remove, and then the vertices should still be selected. If you remove again, we can get rid of those, I think. Maybe not. I kinda gotta move this piece right now. So let's move these inside ones and just hit remove. And now we have our piece here, so I'm gonna bring this down. And kinda what I did was I just took this background piece, grabbed the vertex of it, and grabbed this corner, and then I just put on snap and snapped it right to here. And I just did that for all the corners. Snap it right to there, and then snap this to there. And then basically what I did is I just deleted that inside polygon. So now there's a hole cut there, and this fits perfectly in that hole. So that's kind of what I did for that. There's a little texture like this line here, but that could just be a scrape on the metal or something. You're not really gonna know how this looks until we bring it into Marmoset, which I already have, and it looks pretty fine. You can't tell that anything's wrong with that. So so that's what we did for that. So I hope that cleared a few things up. And this is our old one, so let's bring in the new one, and that's going to be this is the one we just worked on, but I'm going to bring in the original one. Actually no, let's bring in this one, see how it worked. Okay, so grab this and just going to copy it over here. And then I'm just going to snap this right to there. And oh, I also added a ceiling. It's not there right now, but basically what I did is I just took the ceiling that we had over here, copied it, and then I placed it closer. And then basically what I did is I just get rid of all the edges, because we don't need those. I got rid of all the vertices, so we don't need those. So just grab them all and then hit Alt to unselect the corner one, and then just remove. And then for these leftover ones, I just grab them and hit remove. Looks like I got the one on the corner and I didn't get this one, so just redo that. And then basically what I did was just drag the corner with the snap tool right to this corner here, and then that kind of got it there. So then I took just each vertex and snapped them. This would be a lot easier with our paper model off. Snapped it right to the corner here. Oops. Looks like I copied that point. Didn't know I could do that. But snapped it to that point there. And then the corner, the back corners here too. And that just kind of made like our roof ceiling there. So, looks pretty good. So now let's export this out. Export it from map. Each map's going to be exported separately because this is map B done. Make sure you click on the normals and then hit export. And we're doing this by map because it's just easier to apply the material to the one object than find all the objects and then well, you'll see. As soon as I just click on this, we'll bring it in. So if we go to import mesh, and then map A and B done. So then we'll collapse these, and then go over here and see how all these objects are just in a group. Well, instead of going in there and selecting, oh, well, we want the copper molding small, we want the side door, this one's on map B, this one's on map A. We have it all just grouped into map A and map B. So we'll just apply these to map A and B, and we get our final result. So the windows are good. They're all one solid piece. This middle window's one solid piece. We don't have two windows here. Looks like it didn't bring in our ceiling. I wonder why. I didn't select it, I guess. But the ceiling's fine. So we're just going to move on to the next section, and looks pretty good so far. So I'll see you in the next video.